How's it going, everyone? It's Alex with AC Flips. I'm a full-time six-figure Amazon seller, and in today's video, we're reviewing the Prime Day deals that are going on specifically with Finish Line. I'll be doing some live manual sourcing so you guys can see the exact process that I go through when looking at products, how I get through them quickly, and how I find some leads profitably. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. All right, let's get right into it. We're on Finish Line today. Rakuten has a nice 10% cash back, and they're also running Get 70% off select styles, so that's what we're gonna focus on today. Jump right in. There's 285 products to go through, probably gonna be a lot of shoes, but let's try to get through as many as we can. I'm gonna be using SellerAmp to quickly manual source these. The goal is to just get through these as quick as possible, and hopefully we're able to find a couple leads here. I know the sale doesn't last very long, so it might not even be going on still when the video is posted, but we're gonna try to get through some stuff here. So we got 70% off of 120. Let's take a look here. We have Oswego knit. We want to make sure we got the right one. That's Azalea. Oswego here, 71K, 70% on 120. We'll do the math when we get into it, but let's just see if Amazon's not on any of the variations, preferably obviously the ones that are gray or tan. Let's see here. So black is probably going to be one of the most popular ones. We do have brown, and white. I'm not sure if that's the exact match here. It doesn't look like it. This is more like a beige or a white, because it's all the same color. It doesn't have those other colors mixed in there. So we're going to keep scrolling a little bit. There we go. This is more like the color that we have available to us. Otherwise that dark gray, but yeah, I think this is the color we want. So if we're looking at the first size we see here, we only got 1% of the ratings, size 9, but doesn't hurt to look into it. It's currently not available, so not the worst thing, because we can maybe list it at whatever we want to list it at. It looks like there's not a ton in stock, and maybe, on a product like this is really interesting because we're looking at, the rank isn't amazing on this product, right? Like it doesn't sell a crazy amount of times per month, but the fact that this is basically out of stock almost the entirety of the last 3 months shows that this variation probably would be higher up, would have more reviews if it was just in stock more often. Size 9 is a pretty popular size for men's shoes. Anywhere from like 9 to 12 is probably going to get us a pretty, good amount of sales here. We'd have to double check that this is the exact color match too. I'm not sure if I'm seeing the exact match here, or if they're in stock or out of stock, but it looks pretty similar. So if we were to see, where's everybody else listing at? Looks like 89.90. I mean, we can list it wherever we want, really, if we're the only one on the listing. But this puts us at 50. So if we're looking at 120 times 0.3, because that would be 70% off. Oops, 120. Hang on. 120 times 0.3 puts us very profitably. So basically now what we have to do is go in and see if it's a direct match, which again, this is, I'm seeing like the tan underneath, which is not the case here. That's more like this one almost, but that's almost like a pinkish. So we might not have the direct match here. And that's okay. We'll keep moving on if we don't see it here. But yeah, I'm not seeing the exact. It's not white. It's more of a. There's either the gray option, which I'm also not seeing here, or more of that beige with like the tan underneath. So we'll keep moving on. We got New Balance shoes. Doesn't hurt to check that kind of stuff either. Basically, what I'm focused on is New Balance. A little bit of Puma if I see something that looks like it'd be pretty common. Obviously Adidas and Nike. So let's see here. We have kids 570. We need 550. Not sure if they're going to have that for us here. Does not look like it. All right, on to the next. Puma. I don't source a ton of Puma, so not super familiar with like the common ones, but let's just take a look and see if we can find TRC Blaze Chance. That's probably going to be the biggest indicator of a match, but not seeing it there. All right, we do have Jordan Fleece pants. That's interesting. Not a super popular item in the summertime, but if we find this and we can potentially hold it or think about selling it in the future. Or I mean, it still might sell some now. It's just not going to sell as much as it would in the fall or winter time. But $40 plus 70% off, that could be a really big discount. Again, I would go into some of these product pages, but I'm just going to look at the price here and assume that we get, 70% off whatever the price is listed at, so I can get through as many products as possible. North Face, not going to focus on that. Nike Tech Fleece tapered jogger pant, so that's kind of cool. See, the black is 110, 70% of that, so we want to look sportswear Tech Fleece men's jogger. $57 max cost, that's more what I'm looking at here, so that's cool. What is the rank on this thing? So we're looking at, okay, 75K. Probably, again, like I said, a little bit better, certain times of the year. If we zoom out, we can see the rank is really good, sub 10K basically most of winter, especially going into the Christmas season. Then it creeps up a little bit. Now we're sitting around, 50, 60K, which is expected. We don't really see a ton of sales on a product like this in the dead of summer, but we're gonna keep looking here. So let's go to variations. This navy actually looks, if they have navy, let's see. No, purple, red, some kind of greenish, gray, and black. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind here. So we have black large, black medium, we have the gray. That's like cargo. This is gray tech. So 4%. Again, if you wanted to do like a long-term hold on this, that could be something that you'd want to do here. Let's look at gray heather. This is $69. Here's black, a little bit slim fit. Let's just make sure that it's the same, because I know some of these have like a cargo built into them, and then there's like a weird pocket on the side that's not the same thing. But this looks like it's kind of got, it's hard to tell if there's a gray Nike symbol here, but it does have the drawstring, which again, this photo is like super blacked out. So tapered leg, slim fit, that's what it looks like. Zippered pockets, which I think is the match there. Doesn't say if there is like a drawstring or anything here, so that's not super helpful, but price looks really consistent so far. So if we're expecting to sell this now, we could probably still sell this for around 74, 75. There's like over 30 sellers in the listing, but if we go back to say like right when when people start wearing sweatpants again in the fall, pushing into the winter, obviously there was a big sale on this, probably on Nike.com or somewhere where you can find these pretty popularly. And then the price tanked, but at one point this was selling for $100. So if you did want to hold until the fall, could be a really profitable item for you. But what were we looking at here? 110, 70% of that. So what we can do is 110 times 0.3 puts us at $33, $21 profit, 66% ROI. Again, if this thing were somehow to go back up to 100, we're looking at $40 profit, over 100%. But unrealistic for this scenario. We're not going to be holding this. At least I'm not going to be holding this. So we're looking at 66% ROI on a Nike product that is, again, it's not going to sell super fast for you right now. At least we can see that the rank is kind of going up. In the past, last summer, this rank was over around 150K. So again, that may only sell 100 times a month on the entire listing, and there is quite a few variations here. So let's take a look at maybe those gray ones as well. I think the gray jogger, let's see, this is fleece cargo. We don't want the cargo jogger, we want the slim. And the tech fleece, this one looks like it's a match. So let's see. Yep, we kind of got those lines right here, the black logo, the drawstring, all of it matches here. So that's pretty cool. We have large gray. And again, we're looking at 110 times 0.3. Oh, shoot. 110, gotta add the zeros, times 0.3. And we're looking at $33. Awesome. This is confident, like the picture definitely looks better than those, the black joggers. So this one looks like a legitimate match here. We're getting 50% ROI, $16 profit. Again, we got to look at the variations to see how fast this one's actually going to sell. But pretty consistently, I think we could probably sell this for that, 70, right around $69, $70. Let's get rid of these to reduce the clutter a little bit. But FBM sellers are getting this buy box quite a bit, but $69 FBA seller price competitively should be able to sell this at $69, whether that's 5, 10, 20 times a month. But if you're willing to hold this and and there's no major sale on a product like this, again, getting it for $33 is pretty cheap, so you might not have a ton of competition at that price. But what we can do is look at some of the other sellers on this listing. And we can see what are they priced at, how much do they have in stock. So we're seeing that there is 20 sellers on this variation. A lot of people are priced at over $100, and maybe they're holding out to get rid of some of this inventory at a higher price. We looked at the data from a year ago, and we know that the buy box was a lot higher, once the fall came around. But either way, like, this price is basically pretty consistent at $69, $70. The lowest we see is in March, which is $60 here. I don't know, people could be just offloading inventory, dropping their price just to sell because it's going into spring, into summer time, so people don't want to hold a winter type inventory at this time, which is why the price maybe dipped a little bit. But basically, if we hold it long enough, we should be able to get all of our sales at the $69, $70 or higher. So this price is pretty consistent. We'd like to see that. Again, $33, most sites aren't going to run a 70% off on a product like this, so really good there. Let's just see, maybe get an estimation of how many times this could sell. And again, we're going to have to take into account the amount of the sales rank that we're looking at currently. If we were to hold it, obviously this is going to be a little bit of a faster flip. But let's see, it gets 4%. Hasn't gotten a ton of reviews or ratings recently. But again, something like this, we're not expecting a ton in the summertime. People aren't buying joggers in the middle of July. But unless it's Prime Day, people are buying everything for Prime Day. So that's promising. But if we were to hold something like this, 4% of the reviews, again, this is going to be a pretty good long-term hold. I think for the wintertime, getting at $33 is pretty solid based on the price history here. If we go back even further, yeah, the price has only been higher. So, but we're pretty consistently at that $70 range. So how many can we sell? 4% of the variations. Whole listing gets 500 sales a month. If I take out my trusty calculator, 550 times 0.04. So this variation gets 22 sales a month, estimated, right? And we can look at the data tab to see if that's actually true, see if other sellers are actually giving us some of that. Again, this data is not completely accurate. There's a bunch of question marks. These people could be selling a bunch. We don't really know. But only 14 sales here. If we include historical, we're up to 50. So that's at least telling us, and it's a lot of FBM sellers, so again, we don't know how accurate this is, but if you were to go deep on a product like this, we should expect the sales rank, like we said, we saw it back in November at below 10K. A product like this at a 10K rank is going to sell, a couple thousand times a month, which means that this variation specifically should get a couple hundred sales a month. And if we have the right price, we'll probably be able to price competitively the entire time. So we could sell anywhere from, 5 to 50 times a month, depending on which month it is. And if we just get a estimated number here, we're looking at $80 profit all the way up to, $1,000, almost $1,000 profit. So, this could be a home run product, again, if it's a hold, but glad we were able to find something. Let's keep looking for a few more products. Spent a lot of time on that one, but, don't want to skip over the solid products. So, Air Force Ones, those are always, interesting to look at. We see Air Force One mid 07s. This is something that I don't think is super common, but let's see here. We got Air Force Ones. Okay, it's got the strap. So this one hopefully has the right variations. 70% of 185 is going to be, still around that 50 to 70 range. So we're looking for, let's see if they even have the same variation. It was kind of an interesting color pattern. It was something like, all black with like a grayed out logo almost. So it doesn't look like they have this variation. So we are going to move on. It's annoying when they have like the same variation, just in like a different photo, but let's keep scrolling a little bit lower. See if we can find, okay, 8 pages. Yeah, so there's 285 products to get through. I'm sure a lot of people bought some of the good stuff of this sale already. It's been going for I think a day or two, but yeah, we're hoping to find a few more things here. So let's see. Champion, no, not for shoes. Colors aren't here. Yeah, I bet you a lot of the like black and whites and the neutral colors probably have already been scooped up by a lot of resellers. So let's just see. North Face, no, we want to avoid that. Timberland boots, 70% off. That could be interesting. Let's just take a look because I know these are popular. It doesn't hurt to take a look. We're looking at 6-inch, yep, 6-inch premium. The rank is not amazing. This one has more of a heel on it. And Amazon's on it, but let's see here. Men's 6-inch, we want women's. This is Kinsley. We're looking for just premium so they don't look like they don't have it. And that's also wide boots, so we'll avoid that. Keep scrolling. We're gonna try to be speedy about this. All right, on to the next page. For all we know, this could be the one product we find, but you can't pass up a 70% off sale without looking at every product. Like if this is me, looking at this sale, I would want to look at all 285 products because you just never know. At 70% off, that's such a big sale. You don't want to be able to pass it up because most people aren't going to be able to get that cheap enough, on other sites. And even if like Nike.com's running a 20% off sale, 30% off sale, they're not going to be able to compete with something going from $125 down to like $30 to $40. So we want to be able to take advantage. This doesn't look like it has a match on there. Let's see, that's the max cost. So keep looking here. Insulated vest, that's an interesting one. Oh, it's not a brand that I recognize. Okay, we'll keep moving. All right, we got an Adidas shoe here. We might be able to get through all 8 pages in this video if I'm not finding a ton of products here, but let's keep looking here. Yeah, it's like one seller. Amazon's the only one on it. Doesn't bode well for the other variations, but I guess if I had more time I would look at it, but I don't want to take too much time on this video, so I'm going to keep searching through here. Hopefully find a more neutral colored piece of clothing. We got toddler Reebok. No, I don't want to search that. I mean, at least we were able to find one solid product. Sometimes Vans, the generic Vans can be pretty good. So, we're looking for, that could be a match. We don't see the same title here, but again, sometimes shoes on Amazon is weird because it doesn't actually, this looks like it could be a match here. I don't see the red tag at the top. All right, we're gonna skip that one. Doesn't seem to be a match. A lot of Champion here, Reebok. All right, we're down to our last page here, Reebok. It's color black, so maybe that will give us something here. We got $70, 70% is gonna be pretty cheap there. Here is the match, same with this one. Energen Plus, that's a 2.0, so we're gonna actually look at this to see if they have the all black variation. Not an amazing rank, but again, doesn't hurt to take a look. Just never know if like one of these variations sell really well, or if you only want to buy a couple and still get a couple sales, right? We'll see if some of the better selling variations, sometimes even getting 3 to 5 sales a month on a product can get you a couple $100 in profit, and that's enough to make that product worth it. So we got to scroll pretty far down to even get to the all blacks. So I don't think this is going to be worth looking into. 1% of the variation all the way down at 133K is not good enough. So we're going to skip that and look at, that's basically all the products. So glad we were able to find one product for you. Again, when sites run stuff like 70% off and the brands on there could be discounted, doesn't hurt to look into it. You might just find a product that could bring you $1,000 profit with one product over time. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. All right, so with a 70% off sale, you're bound to find something. I'm glad we were able to find a good profitable lead here. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next one.